This is the worst earthquake in modern history. And if you think the death toll is gone, be in the thousands or maybe even tens of thousands, then you are sorely mistaken, because this quake took more than 300,000 lives in just 35 seconds. So let's take a trip back in time and see what happened in the country of Haiti. January 12, 2010, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. In just 35 seconds, the earth shook with such power that an entire nation collapsed. What followed was one of the deadliest earthquakes in modern history. It was a Tuesday afternoon in the capital of Haiti, a bustling city of around 3 million people. For many citizens, it was just another day in a nation full of challenges. But fate had a cruel plan for that day. At exactly 4:53 p.m., the earth began to tremble. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly. People paused in their daily routines, wondering if what they felt was real or imagined. But within seconds, the reality of the situation became horrifyingly clear. As the minutes ticked by, the true extent of the tragedy unfolded. People ran in panic, desperately seeking higher ground or shelter. But the options were few and far between. Most of the buildings weren't constructed to withstand such a catastrophe. Buildings swayed precariously, their foundations giving way to the relentless shaking. Then came the heart-wrenching sounds. Bricks gave way, timbers snapped, glass shattered, and concrete crumbled. With each passing moment, the cityscape changed from a scene of everyday life to a panorama of utter devastation. In the aftermath of the quake, the once familiar streets of Port-au-Prince were unrecognizable. Homes and businesses were leveled, streets were impassable, and vital infrastructure lay in ruins. But amidst the chaos and destruction, there was also heroism. Amidst the crumbling concrete and the dust-filled air, stories of bravery emerged. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers risking their lives to save others, first responders working tirelessly to reach those trapped in the rubble. So what actually happened here? Why did this place get hit so hard? Well, it's all about where the country is located. You see, our planet is made up of several large pieces called tectonic plates, and these plates are always moving, albeit very slowly. The problem occurs when two plates meet at an area known as a fault line. The North American plate and the Caribbean plate converge near Haiti, and over the years, pressure builds up along the fault line. When the pressure is released suddenly, it sends seismic waves through the rocks of the earth, causing an earthquake. The spot where the earthquake originated in Haiti is called the Enriquillo-Planton Garden Fault Zone. This is a nearly 100-mile-long stretch of fault line running northwest of the capital. However, the exact mechanism behind this particular quake is still being studied by geologists. Some experts believe that it was a megathrust earthquake. Here's how it works. The Caribbean plate is sliding to the east, but the North American plate is moving to the west. Now the eastern edge of the North American plate is pushing down slightly. As a result, the Caribbean plate subducts, or slides beneath the North American plate. But every now and then, instead of smoothly slipping, the plates get stuck. Friction holds them in place, and pressure continues to build up until finally, with a violent release, the rocks break and slip, causing a massive earthquake. This could be what happened in Haiti. However, why was the damage so bad? Shouldn't Haitians be used to earthquakes? They should. You see, Haiti sits on a seismically active zone, which means that earthquakes are not rare occurrences. Over the years, the country has experienced numerous tremors. This should have made the population more prepared, right? Unfortunately, this is not the case. Building codes in Haiti do exist, but they're outdated and not enforced. These codes were designed for much weaker quakes than what actually hits the country. Additionally, given the poverty and lack of government resources, most people cannot afford proper housing that meets these building codes. This becomes a vicious cycle. Weaker houses increase the death toll. A higher death toll means greater suffering and more poverty. And with increased poverty, fewer people can afford safer houses. Let me show you some images of the damage caused by the earthquake. And fair warning, some of these images may be disturbing. Here's a picture of a road that was completely destroyed during the earthquake. The ground beneath the road gave way, leaving a huge gaping hole. This makes it pretty dangerous for anyone trying to walk or drive across it. And here's an image of a collapsed school. Schools were among the worst hit structures in the earthquake. Many of the buildings couldn't withstand the strong tremors, leading to the collapse of roofs and walls. Sadly, students and teachers were trapped inside, unable to escape. And this here is a hospital that was completely destroyed. Hospitals and clinics suffered extensive damage due to the earthquake. Medical facilities that might have otherwise been equipped to handle the aftermath were instead rendered unusable themselves, making it difficult to treat the many people who were injured. And here's a picture of a home that was flattened during the earthquake. Homes were the most common structures affected by the disaster. Thousands of homes were either completely destroyed or severely damaged, leaving many families without shelter. In the aftermath of this disaster, more than 300,000 people sadly lost their lives. That's about 3% of the entire country's population. To put that into perspective, it's as if New York lost about 100,000 residents in a single day. Around 250,000 people were injured, and more than 1.5 million were left homeless. Many survivors found themselves not only without a home, but also without basic necessities like food, clean water, and medical care. Rescue workers faced a daunting task as they searched through the rubble for survivors. Heavy machinery rumbled through the streets, but progress was slow. People trapped in the debris waited anxiously, hoping to be rescued before it was too late. In the days following the earthquake, international aid began pouring into Haiti. Countries and organizations sent everything from search and rescue teams to medical supplies and financial aid. But with such a massive scale of devastation, the task of rebuilding seemed overwhelming. A major challenge was the spread of disease. With thousands dead and many more injured, the risk of infectious diseases spreading through the displaced population was high. There wasn't enough healthcare infrastructure to handle the crisis. Months after the earthquake, thousands of people were still living in makeshift camps, struggling to cope with the harsh conditions. The world watched as the people of Haiti tried to pick up the pieces of their lives, determined to rebuild despite the immense challenges ahead. I have one last story to share with you, a story of survival in the face of such tragedy. A young girl named Marie was trapped in the rubble after her school collapsed. For 3 days she remained trapped, calling out for help, sipping rainwater to quench her thirst, and eating a small lizard she found in the wreckage to stay alive. Miraculously, she survived. Her story became a symbol of hope in a nation grappling with despair. When the earth shook that fateful afternoon in Haiti, little did the people know that their lives would change forever. It was not just an earthquake, it was a test of their resilience, a challenge to their spirit, and a testament to the fragility of life. In the face of such adversity, the world stood by with support and promises of help, but the road to recovery was long and arduous. And so, as we remember this tragic event, let us also celebrate the indomitable spirit of Haiti and its people. Let us honor the memories of those lost by working towards a future where such tragedies are not just understood, but hopefully prevented. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more updates. Also, make sure to check out some of my other videos, which I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you, and have a great day.